5 seconds behind Vingegaard at the moment. And still 2.3 Ks to the top. The rate at which Vingegaard is riding, he could get mightily close to, if not catch, Pogačar here.
Yes, he could, and you know, things can change so quickly at the end of a stage like this one when you make this effort, and you know, you're out alone in front. And as I mentioned, Vingegaard with Pogačar, you know, the advantage when you have a rider that'll take a little bit of a pull on the front, give you that bit of shelter, but also maybe getting into the rhythm on this one a bit better, and it's going to be an interesting one, because this man, he has to limit his loss as well here, try and get over the top as quickly as possible. And if he was staying with Vingegaard, that would be a real interesting one as we go into the final here. But it looks like we're all back like we were on the last time, all individually all over this mountain.
It's quite the show. Two finishes in Le Luron, two Belgian winners. No pressure, Remco. He's there fourth on the road at the minute, 47 seconds. And this is what the virtual GC looks like. Vingegaard getting closer to that second place. Just over a kilometre to the top of the penultimate climb of the day, the Col de Pertus. It's the third of the 4 bonus points at this tour. 8 extra seconds up for grabs here for whoever goes over the top first. It stands to be Tadej Pogačar, who attacked towards the top of the Puy-Méry. He took on the descent alone, has been climbing on his own. But the two-time defending champion, who wants another tour after a hat-trick, is showing he's riding really well, and he's getting the following message from his team.
Come on, Jonas, he's not going any further away. He will also start struggling. Come on, just do your own thing.
Tough messages to get across. They know him, know what he needs to hear. 11% here for Pogačar. Looks back. You're at 16. He might have just seen him for the first time there. Roglic in the meantime is going to be with Evenepoel. Roglic searching desperately for some food. Evenepoel riding like he was at I was going to say the Vuelta, certainly the Vuelta he won, but at the Dauphiné. Sort of in charge of his own rhythm, and that's what he's good at. I think he's matured a lot as a rider there, Sean.
Yes, well, they know how hard they can ride, what you know, power output they can do here, and you know, you cannot go overboard, because if you do that, well, then you're totally in the red and you're not going to recover from it. And to make the descent in a situation like that, you know, it's not the way you want to be. So you have to just, you know, work to your limits, and that's what he's been doing here. But yeah, unfortunately, the riders out in front, you know, they're able to work that bit stronger, and that is always the difficulty. And yeah, when you're 15 kilometres out as well, you always have to remember that with another little climb before we get to the finish to do. You know, they will be made aware of all that. But this man, he's looking around a bit. I think he feels that, yeah, he's not maybe riding as well he would like to be. He can, you know, see, I think, Vingegaard in the distance when he looks around here, and that's definitely not good for the morale. As we can see here, he has him in sight.
Yeah, the team working one by one. Dream team doing the job like they did in the Alps. But they still really can't shake Vingegaard too much, and we're not even in his chosen territory yet. Of course, Pogačar has the advantage. Started the day with 1 minute and 15 on Vingegaard. If he can hold on these final 500 metres here to the top, he will take 8 extra seconds and 3 on Vingegaard. But the Dane is closing, and quickly. $15 Ks to the finish. Descent coming up before 1/3 cat, and then we're hearing, by the way, from Hannah, who's on the ground. The final descent before the little rise to the line could catch someone out. It's technical, very easy to get wrong, she says. But they've got to climb before then. 200 metres to the top. 8 seconds on offer. And Vingegaard is closing. Wow. This will be a morale killer, wouldn't it?
Yes, this will be a real difficult one for the yellow jersey, Tadej Pogačar, because, you know, the way he struck off there was expecting to go all the way. The only concern I have that the group getting together behind if they manage to stay together, but here we are, he's been pulled back here, and this is going to be, you know, an interesting one now for the points up for grabs here. But this man has done a great ride here, and when this yellow jersey went in the attack, you know, he didn't panic. Here we go.
Pogačar still wants the seconds. Vingegaard is there. Pogačar using that power he has. Vingegaard getting close though. They're not quite at the line yet. Around they come. And Pogačar was pushed all the way. That's his natural territory, but he was still pushed to the line there. 8 for Pogačar, 5 for Vingegaard.
Yes, and that is, you know, very little for the amount of work he's put in. 3 seconds gained on this man, the defending champion here, following the yellow jersey. And the morale, you know, is not going to be a good one for him to be pulled back with the advantage he had there. So this is going to be an exciting final now. Will they ride together, or will they, you know, play that game where Vingegaard, you know, doesn't want to ride? We'll have to wait and see as we get onto the descent.
Let's have a look, because once upon a time this was Roglic's bread and butter. But now it's Evenepoel who just drives through to take the 2 seconds. Roglic missing out on bonuses. 47 back on the road. Can they do anything about that? Jorgensen here is with Egan Bernal. Ayuso pulling along. He started the day, remember, still up there. Started the day in 5th place at 2:16. Now then, how do they play it? All the talk of the big four, but really we've just seen, despite the incidents, injuries, problems, speculation, it's all about the top 2 at this Tour de France. So they will ride. 8, 5 and 2 for Pogačar, Vingegaard and Evenepoel. 45 seconds back means that Jonas Vingegaard, if the race were to finish here, would move up 1 place to 2nd on the podium. Evenepoel would be bumped to 3rd. There's still plenty to come. They were the king of the mountains points, by the way, and Pogačar, well, getting closer, isn't he, to the jersey? A little bird tells me he's right up there and into the jersey. Jono Harris-Bass doing all the calculations for us. And then we said that maths wasn't going to be something he was teaching soon. Still makes a better fist of it than Sean and I. Here we go, virtual GC, confirmation of what we're talking about. Vingegaard up into 2nd place, 1:18 from Pogačar as it stands there. Evenepoel would be dropping to 3rd. Pogačar 35, Abrahamsen 33. All of those electric car drivers in Norway and Denmark will be getting worried because the special offer has ended. 1 krona per kilowatt hour every day that Jonas Abrahamsen was in that jersey. He will still be wearing it tomorrow, I think. However, he will no longer be in charge of the classification. So just under 12 k's to go. Time to take stock. We're halfway down the descent here. This is just a little rise during it. A 3rd category climb to go. Short technical descent. Then 6 and 7% to the line. I mean, there's still terrain for these two to have a really good go at each other if they can.
Well, there's certainly an opportunity, but again, who will be able to distance the other one, because we see on that climb they've just been over. It looks like that Vingegaard, you know, seems to be that little bit better, and it will be an interesting one. because the man you'd be expecting to in an attack is Pogačar, but I think the confidence has been taken a bit from him, being caught by the defending champion here, and they're working quite well together, but we can see they're 38 seconds back to that group of Remco and Roglic, so that will be another interesting one, because you can see where we are at the moment, the terrain. If you work really well together, you could pull back an advantage here, and we know Remco, he gets into that time trial position, and we could see this gap coming down more to the two leaders.
Just over 10k's to go. 35 seconds down to Evenepoel. Roglic, a reminder, is with him. The remaining climb is the Fond de Serre, a third category climb. If you are Pogačar then, Sean, how do you play the final climb? What do you do?
Well, I think you just keep on riding, not giving your 100%, of course, and try and get to the end and see what you can do against this man. But it depends on how you are feeling, and if you feel you're getting better as you go further into the stage, well, then you can try and attack and see what the reaction will be. But what we have got left, I don't think is difficult enough to separate those guys, because we've seen they are quite close in that explosive power, although the yellow jersey is that bit better, but I think he is maybe that little bit more tiring than the man we see him Vingegaard following here at the moment.
And you just see the two riders following right at the top of your screen. It's Roglic and Evenepoel who are sharing the work. Rodriguez at 1.5 kilometres. He's at 1 minute 26. Adam Yates at 2.5 minutes, of course, Pogačar's teammate. So then, uphill we go again. 2 and 3% for the first kilometre. Thankfully, they both made the climb. They've been pushing it. Vingegaard and Pogačar, an habitual sight at the Tour de France. One of them's usually in yellow. This time it's Pog, looking to do the double. Pretty in pink for all of May, and now being followed by Roglic and an Evenepoel who almost went as wide as Pogačar there. There are 36 seconds between the two groups. As it stands, Evenepoel is just about saving second place. Whatever happens today, for the rest of the stage, this tour continues to be building beautifully to the Pyrenees at the weekend. Nobody's managed to blow the other away, despite the continual left jabs for the 11 days now since we started. Not a sign of a right hook just yet. There is a flick of the elbow there. Pogačar hesitates, then comes to the front. And this climb does get steeper. Goes to around 7% maximum gradient, but close to the top. The average is much closer to 5%. Roglic and Evenepoel are gaining, which suggests, Sean, Pogačar might just be doing exactly what you told him to do there.
Yes, well, I think both. We can see the way they are looking at each other, and we can see Vingegaard, he's just looking at Pogačar when he's coming by to take his turn on the front, and they are having a close eye on each other to see what way they are looking. We can see the same back here with the two chasers, but it looks like that Remco here, he's probably pulling a bit more, as we can see Roglic here in the wheel, just pulling faces a bit. And further back the road here we can see this group of Ciccone and the man from Ineos, Rodriguez. They are quite a bit down, 129 at the moment, so it's all it's all about now just limiting your losses for a lot of the riders here that are further back. But Ciccone, he's doing a real strong ride to be in the company here. But again, 34 seconds back to the Remco Roglic group, and it will be interesting to see, will the two men out front here, will they start attacking each other, or will they just continue riding all the way to the finish and try and just duke it out in the sprint?
Ciccone stands to gain quite a lot there. He started the day in 13th place at 5:35. He'll be on his way towards the top 10 if he carries on riding like this. Adam Yates was in that Rodriguez group, by the way. They've got the names on the graphics wrong. It's Buitrago who is at 2:38. 35 seconds and holding it. Amazingly, in professional cycling, Sean, Tadej Pogačar has never lost a two-up sprint in any race he's ever ridden in the pros. That's what it stands to be if they carry on riding together. 6.7 k's to go. Heading on our way up the final categorised climb of the day, on a day that has not stopped providing action. Almost 100 kilometres to form a breakaway. When it came, it was never given a prayer by UAE team Emirates. Tadej Pogačar was set up to go. Go he did, immediately distancing his rivals. But Jonas Vingegaard there has shown fight and bite, power, class, and the fact that despite the poor preparation and the worries in the spring, he is here and ready to try and make a hat-trick of wins at the Tour. He sits on the wheel of Pogačar. And it looks as though riding together, they've managed just to increase their lead ever so slightly on Evenepoel and Roglic, who are at 1:38. They both stand to gain something here on the rest, but on each other, whatever happens, if they're together, Sean, it's going to be a matter of a handful of seconds.
It is, and it's going to be, I think, a bit of a winner for Vingegaard, because the yellow jersey, you know, they hit out today, and when Pogačar attacked in the Puy-Mairie Pas de Parole, it looked like he was going to put a bit of time into this man, the defending champion here from Visma Lease bike, but you know, he worked his way back, and the previous climb seemed to be the strongest one, and you can see here they're working quite well together. But everybody is starting to feel the effects of this day. And I think fatigue is all over the place on this final climb. And now it's a one where I think take what is up for grabs here, and that is the case for Tadej Pogačar to try and get the bonus at the finish line and try and get the stage win, of course. And it looks like that, you know, 38 seconds back to this group here of Remco and Roglic. They're not going to, you know, get back in there before we get to this fight for the stage win. So yeah, and as you say, Rob, this man in the yellow, he is the faster one. But again, at the end of a very difficult stage, is he tiring a bit, quite a lot? That is the question. So this man here, the defending champion, might give him a good run for the stage win.
Finishes like this, Roglic would be just over a minute from the podium. Evenepoel and Vingegaard, they keep swapping positions, second and third. A reminder that 8 bonus seconds have already gone to Pogačar today. 5 have gone to the man who just has a word with Pogačar there, Jonas Vingegaard. Reminder they know each other well as big rivals. So it's only a 3-second difference for Pogačar. Sean was talking about this, maybe even if they came together, and Pogačar presumably keeping his unbeaten role of winning all those 2-up sprints in his career so far. Over 10 of them, by the way. That would only be, what, how many bonus seconds? 7 for Pogačar on Vingegaard. That would be a heck of a lot of work for just that, wouldn't it?
Well, when you consider the work the team have been doing today, and I think there was big hopes that they were going to take time from the defending champion, but they are going to take some time through the bonifications that he's picked up already, and very possibly he could win this sprint for the stage win and take a number of seconds more. But again, when he did go in the attack, I was concerned that Jonas Vingegaard was going to lose that, maybe 20-30 seconds, and that would be a big morale booster for the yellow jersey to ride away alone at this point in the race, and not on the longer climbs. But the man here, the defending champion, is really defending well, and we're all talk is that he's going to get better as this race go on, and that is the reason that UAE made it so difficult for Vingegaard today. Make it very, very difficult. Try and tire him out before we got into the difficult part of the stage. But he has rallied very well here, and I think that will give him a big boost of confidence here, the way he came back to the yellow jersey.
And talking of a tour of stories, after the torrid time they've had throughout the spring, a nightmare year with injuries and a lack of luck. What a story this would be if it would be turned around and Vingegaard could do the business again. That's only starting to be written. Pogačar is very much still in charge here. A reminder, he leads Vingegaard by 1 minute and 15 seconds. Make it 1 minute and 18 with those bonuses added in right now. But we've still got to go to the Pyrenees. There's the Alps, there's the time trial. We are set for a tour that you will not be able to take your eyes off for the next week and a half. And everyone looks around, wonders if there's going to be a jump. Just over 1 kilometre to the top of the final categorised climb today. Danish support on the side of the road there. And their national hero, with the number 1 on his back, is responding beautifully to all of the pressure that's been put on him today. "41 seconds now to Evenepoel and Roglic. This tops out just under 3Ks to go, by the way. There's a descent that takes us to 600-700 metres to the line, and then it's uphill for the last 700 metres, 7% to the finish. Virtual GC stands as it is written on the right-hand side. Just a second or two between Vingegaard and Evenepoel in second place. Through the tension with a knife here. So a lot of the singing and dancing and shouting's been done, not just by the Romain Bardet fans, but by the riders themselves on those last climbs. They've got another big cheer before they take on the final descent now. 450 metres to the top of this last climb of the day. It's been the second longest stage of the Tour de France. 4,300 metres have been climbed, but a very different way of taking on that climbing. Hardly a metre of flat all day. Up and down, left and right. The rugged terrain of the Cantal. A reminder for Pogačar and for Roglic about that electric climb they did at the Puy-Marie. Pogačar tried to repeat the feat. Roglic here was left to follow. Has Evenepoel for company at 36 seconds now, and try to limit losses, dampen any damage. Yellow jersey, he'll be staying there today. What will be the difference? There's Vingegaard just pushing over the top. Pogačar, by the way, is the new king of the mountains today. He'll take another point here. Vingegaard over first. So, quick descent. We were hearing from Hannah Shawn that there are a couple of technical points. They're all on the edge and the limit of tiredness. They've got to keep everything upright here before what we expect to be a 2-up sprint to the line now for the stage.
Yes, it is a bit of a technical run in, and you know, the final run to the line as well is only 160 metres, so that'll be very important who goes into that final corner leading, because it's one where if you get the line into it in first position, it's going to be difficult for anybody to, you know, overtake you in the run to the line. So they'll be made aware of all of that, but again, I don't think anybody is going to take major risk here, because you know, the two main men here in front, they know that, you know, they're in a real strong position to go all the way. Unless Roglic, you know, takes a bit more risk with Evenepoel, because he is the one that do not like those descents. But I think, you know, they should be all able to get into this finish of the stage without having any difficulty.
It's only as wide as a footpath here. A little bit of wet to dry as well. No surprises if they're nervous. Vingegaard there, Pogačar sitting on now. Evenepoel and Roglic have brought a little bit of time back, but just look at these roads. It's nervous just watching. And again, Pogačar's not coming through now. Evenepoel's the one putting the pressure on. He wants to stay in second place here.
Well, that's an interesting one. Maybe Roglic went a bit wide there and won the corners, and that's why we have Remco leading here. But with the wet dry, the riders are going to be very careful here, and you know, they're going to have to knock off their speed. We see the two leaders coming into this corner. Yeah, they were really playing it safe, as we can see, you know, the other two chasers doing the same.
1 kilometre to go to the finish, and there's an issue for Roglic. An issue for Roglic behind. A crash that is going to cost him some time. We'll try and look back and have a look, but late drama. Very late drama indeed, as it's Vingegaard and Pogačar up the front. We just saw an image there of Primož Roglic hitting the deck, and we suggested it might be coming, Sean.
Well, we could see it was, you know, really treacherous, wet conditions and that, but I was expecting them, and looking at them going down there, they didn't seem to be really, you know, pushing at the limits at all, but Roglic seemed to, you know, slide out on that corner there, and yeah, that is going to be time lost for him.
500 metres to go. It's Vingegaard at the front. Pogačar, who has never lost a two-up sprint in his professional career. 6-7% all the way to the line in Le Luron. Almost 5 hours in the saddle. No breakaway allowed to go since the start. In fact, it should have been today a breakaway bonanza. But in the end, a massive attack in central France has sent the GC riders to the top of the charts. Will it be Vingegaard? Will it be Pogačar with today's number one? It's Vingegaard at the front. Pogačar waits, stalks his prey. Ever so closer, and we know he has the kick. We know he has the speed. Now he goes. Tadej Pogačar trying to get into slipstream, but Vingegaard's hanging on. He's going to have to give it a second go here. Pogačar trying to come around. Vingegaard's holding it. It needs another effort. Vingegaard, so good. Vingegaard to the line, and look at that. What a story that is. Finally, Pogačar is beaten in a two-up sprint, and Jonas Vingegaard is very much present and correct at this tour. In the fight, takes the stage. It's a miraculous comeback from where he was, and it's game on at this Tour de France. Remco Evenepoel limiting the damage. He's still up there, still on the podium, but the damage to Primož Roglic behind, we are yet to see. Crashing away from the gaze of the cameras, and he is shipping much more time than it looked as though he would do anyway. Battered, bruised, this man is a hero, but he just needs to stay on his bike. We knew there'd be drama today, and it's come right at the end as well. Roglic shipping almost a minute, but despite trying repeated accelerations, Sean Kelly, Jonas Vingegaard has defeated Tadej Pogačar, has won the stage, and if you look at the balance of the bonus seconds, he's the man that's taken one on the day after all of that UAE effort.
Well, what a turnaround that wasn't it? I think for UAE and Pogacar, it's going to be a disappointing day after all the work they put in. But Jonas Vingegaard, what a fight and what a comeback there in the final, and beating that yellow jersey in the sprints.
And here's Giulio Ciccone, who stands to gain and move up towards the top 10 in the general classification. He's looking like the strongest of the chasing group. The UAE Dream Team trying to keep as many men up there as possible. Carlos Rodriguez is going to lose a second or two towards the end. Mikel Landa is in this group as well. It's not been the worst of days for Soudal Quickstep. It has been a very late disappointment for Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe. But Visma Lease a Bike have their victory. Jonas Vingegaard is here. We had a long time. Wouldn't he even turn up here? He has turned up. He's getting better. He's beaten Pogacar at his own game. And this Tour de France is a gift that continues to give. This Tour de France will be fought for fiercely all the way to Nice.
This fight is on. Jonas Vingegaard with his first stage win at this Tour de France on a stage perfectly suited for Tadej Pogacar, taking the bonus seconds and dealing an important psychological blow to the yellow jersey, Robbie.
A huge blow. I didn't think it was a good idea for UAE to ride so aggressively. I stand by at the start of the day. I just didn't think it was the right way to ride the stage, like being so aggressive. And it looked for a while like, Tadej Pogacar was going to smash things, but never really was able to maintain the gap, got it closed down. And coming into the finish, he was reluctant to ever go to the front. He wasn't putting the pressure on the pedals anymore. I think he actually attacked himself out of this one.
Yeah, Jonas, now, advantage Jonas, you would say, on the terrain that Tadej Pogacar, we came into today, the intent was there from UAE. We heard him in that pre-race interview, the way they were riding, controlling the break. He wanted to take time over Jonas today, and Jonas has showed us that he is very much in this race. What a battle we've got on our hands.
Just look at that. Jonas Vingegaard winning a two-up sprint over Tadej Pogacar. Adam, we think it's the first time we've seen that. As you were saying during the race to me as well, the first time that Tadej Pogacar has been brought back from an attack all season. These are important blows that Tadej Pogacar is dealing, isn't it?
It's massive. I think emotionally, as you said, this is going to be a real big blow for him. Not only getting brought back, but beaten in a sprint. That's the big one for me. That Jonas Vingegaard, you just saw in that sprint there, the way that he was able